While listening to Sovereign Individual, which I have shared before, the book review a while ago, it might not be on YouTube, but separately I shared it on LinkedIn anyway. It struck me what they were talking about, how in future, well, future is now for them, because it was written in late 1990s or early 2000, I forget the date. But they predicted the 2020, or kind of predicted something like 2020 would happen. How a pandemic or something, a virus or some kind of huge calamity would be forced upon by most nations, or will be forced by most nations to restrict travel and all that stuff. Anyway, that's a whole different factor. What they really emphasize is how in this age, or digital age, the cyber space, what they call it, is how people will become nomads. People will choose to live in countries that are least or most tax friendly. You get most bang for the buck. And I thought, when I was reading it, that was just last year when I was reading it. I wasn't sure exactly how that would work in the future. But now the picture is becoming clear in my mind as I was listening to it. And I was just thinking, how would I do that? Or how would one do that if somebody were to be a digital or just a nomad, right? Citizen of no country, to avoid the insane taxation some countries do, right? While still, earning money and keeping your money, if you're an entrepreneur especially. And it suddenly dawned on me when they were talking about some of the nation states, how the nation states is just after French Revolution. Really, the concept of nation state came after French Revolution. We act like everybody acts like that's always forever been the case, which hasn't been the case. If you go truly look at history, it's not that every nation had defined boundaries and rules and all that stuff. This is more, I don't know, whenever the French Revolution, I haven't looked up the date, but now 300-400 years, whatever the case is. But the fact is, there are some undefined nations where you can have a citizenship and really not be there, right? And still have all the protections, whatever, available. That's one. The other one is some of the countries where you can establish a corporation for tax benefits, which is a lot of big companies, corporations do that. So why can't a small corporation do that? Individual like you can do that. So this is what kind of suddenly dawned on me. But I know people don't think cryptocurrency would be valid, but I think that's going to change. I'm not going to debate, people, you can believe whatever you want. That's up to you. I believe there will be some cryptocurrency shakeup, but eventually there will be cryptocurrency that will be valid. Which won't be cash, obviously. It's an asset, so it's more of a kind of like a gold. That's how I think crypto would be deemed. But anyway, the bottom line is, I feel like I know how this will be done eventually. And this is not going to be an easy path. But the way things are going right now in the US and everywhere else, the World War III scenario looming up, I see people getting fed up with all this nation wars and unnecessary, spending by the government, trying to, blame certain sect of people on different things, right? I can see people slowly getting fed up and slowly migrating to places where they don't face these headaches. And eventually nation states might not exist. I don't know if that'll happen or not. Maybe, it won't. But right now, I feel like that's a good possibility. Anyway, those are my crazy thoughts.